The brain isn't just an organ we use for cogitation. It is multifaceted beyond our thoughts. Hi, my name is Sabadi Hector, and in this video, I'll be showing my completed brain model and delving into how some certain parts of the brain function. So let's get into it.
So this is my brain model, and what I did to create, or rather build, this brain model was, at first I used different colors of clay. I used a drawing paper, a nail polish, a pen, and a pencil. At first, I printed out a picture of a brain from the internet, redrew it on my drawing paper with my pencil to get to refine these different sections of the brain, being the cerebrum, the cerebellum, and the brainstem, along with the subdivisions of the cerebral cortex. I therefore after took my different colors of clay and shaped them into snake-like shapes and applied, or rather placed them on each different section of the brain to make sure that it's able to identify each different section. I after took my nail polish and applied it on each different section of the brain on top of my clay, and that was to make my model more presentable and shinier. I therefore took a pen and get to label this model with each different section of my brain model. So basically the brain is divided into three portions, being the cerebrum over here, the cerebellum over here, and the brainstem over here, being this black portion. But with the cerebrum being the largest part of the brain, it is subdivided into 4 lobes, which are multifunctional and make up the cerebral cortex. Firstly, we have the temporal lobe over here, which is responsible for the language we use, our memory, and our hearing by processing the impulses from our auditory nerves to the temporal lobe to process hearing. So over here we have the frontal lobe, which is responsible for our problem solving, our concentration, our thinking, our behavior, our personality, our mood, and also our movement. And over here we have the parietal lobe, which functions by interpreting sensations from our sensory organ. It is also responsible for the language we use, our perception, our body awareness, and also our attention. And the last lobe of the cerebrum being the occipital lobe, which plays a vital function in our vision and also our perception, is located over here. So over here we have our cerebellum, which functions in body coordination and body movement. And because of this cerebellum, when a person is intoxicated, it's because this part of the brain is affected, whereas would have their body posture being unstable. And lastly, we have the brainstem over here, which is also subdivided into 3 parts, being the midbrain, the pons, and the medulla oblongata. And this portion over here functions for our breathing, our heartbeat rate, our pressure, and also our consciousness.
It is no question that the brain is a multifunctional organ, but with that being said, I do have questions pertaining the brain. The first question that I have with regards to the brain is, since the brain is connected to nerves such as the optic nerve, the auditory nerve, which transmits impulses to the brain, how does the brain get to process these neural impulses? The second question that I have with regards to the brain is with regards to the condition called hyponatremia. Hyponatremia is a condition of having too much water into the blood as it circulates across the body and into the brain. As the diluted blood circulates in the brain will therefore absorb and accumulate water from the blood into the brain, which will lead to the brain enlargement to cause this condition. My question now arises being, which part of the brain is responsible for the absorption and accumulation of water from the blood into the brain? One aspect that I found interesting and have tried in terms of my own growth mindset was joining a yoga class earlier this year with a motive to take charge of my stress levels and anxiety. And with the progress that I have seen so far, I'm now able to manage my stress levels and I can thrive under pressure without having any anxiety, where I could say that the yoga classes that I've been taking have really reinforced my mental stability and sanity. When it comes to the three aspects that I have learned in this creative process, at first I would say with the subdivisions of the cerebrum, which are multifunctional, and the cerebellum, which functions in body coordination and body balance, and the brainstem, which functions in gaseous exchange, blood pressure, and the heartbeat rate, I would say that I have learned and I am convinced that with these multiple functions that the brain has, it does have the capacity to have over 86 billion neurons. Another aspect that I have learned while in this creative process is that I've learned that creativity requires patience. By that, I'm trying to signify that in order for me to become creative, I had to learn how to be patient, as it did not only take me a lot of time thinking through what I am going to use for my model, but it also took me a lot of time applying my vision and also contemplating about my vision towards my application with regards to my brain model. But this whole entire process has solely taught me how to be patient when it comes to my creativity. The last aspect that I learned is that I learned why our brains are enclosed with a skull, and that is to have our brains protected from any form of an external harm. Thank you so much for watching this video.